Morning, everyone. It is Thursday, March 30th, 9:02 a.m. This is the City of Syracuse Board of Assessment Review. I'd like to entertain a motion to leave executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Against? And abstain. Okay, motion carries. Good morning, everyone. We're now in public session, if you will. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the bylaws.
Yeah, Trevor, on the bylaws, just one question for, it would be number 2, subsection B.
Article 2B.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second to get there.
Sue, you had a question on?
Well, maybe they want it to be, I mean, these are new.
Article 2's Section 2, Part 2, Part B.
Correct.
All right, just making sure we're on the same place. 2B. Okay. Yes.
It would be under general governing rules.
Yeah.
So if I saw you flip pages, it would be the first page.
Okay, first page. Got it. Okay, yeah, first page.
It refers to Rule 3, B6,
Yeah.
and I don't think there is a Rule 3B6.
3B's.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
we looked
page
that
2 of 10
yesterday, and
on officers and duties.
Oh. It must have just been, let me just double check. It must have been just lost when I was
Okay.
rewriting them.
It referred to disqualification. I thought.
Yeah,
that was
there's a provision in here for the disqualification of members.
Mm-hmm.
All that refers to is that if you have an interest in a property, you may be disqualified. There are provisions in here.
Yeah, so it would fall under. If that's all it is, then
Yep.
I believe that was reiterated in a different section.
Yeah, that's all that states, and then it just says so that would change to. Let me just locate the.
so when you say disqualified, is that just where you recuse yourself?
Yeah, the term that's used in the ordinance is the term that's used in the state legislation and in our local ordinance is disqualification, rather than so they use the word disqualification. So we're using disqualification here. It just means recusal.
Okay.
Okay.
So as far as Article 1, Section 2, subsection B, under that rule, that should not say Rule 3B6. It should say rule. It should say, more appropriately, Section 2(1)G.
Yep.
2(1)G.
Got it.
I will change that in the master. In the master copy. Article 2, Section 1G. Okay.
So with that change, yeah, we can move to approve.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Sue has a question.
Well, Trevor, I had one question on page 1, so it's item 2H. Is it definitely 5 members, or is it up to 5 members for the board?
It is 5 members. The local ordinance does require that the Board of Assessment Review have 5 members. State ordinance only requires between 3 and 5, but our local ordinance requires 5. Yes.
So, going forward, we're going to make sure there's always
5. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Is that satisfactory then? Yeah, I think we just wanted to clarify that just from a working standpoint.
Of course, I understand. Yes, it is. Thank you for pointing out that discrepancy, Mr. Vavanese and Ms. Straub. Thank you for asking about the clarification on how many members there are. The state legislation only requires 3 up to 5, but our local ordinance requires 5. There are provisions also in here for if let's imagine a circumstance where we get 10,000 grievances in a year. There are also provisions in state legislation that have been incorporated into the bylaws to allow for temporary members who may be appointed for up to a year to help reduce the burden on y'all when there's 10,000 grievances in a year. But yeah, so
This
yes,
is-
the local ordinance requires 5 members.
Just something on the other side, and maybe, it's something that, in past years, it's been difficult to fill the board, okay? And if for some reason, I don't know if the legislation can be changed, but just in the case of not being able to get 5, as long as we had the quorum of 3, I'm just concerned that there might be one year where we're just not able to find a 5th member, and then, we don't shut things down, I assume.
Right.
So
Correct.
I wonder if there could be a little asterisk added to that legislation.
That would be an issue up to the state. But as far as
Well, the local
ordinances, that would be something that we can examine. How the bylaws do permit a kind of like a stopgap member or temporary member. So if
Yeah, but I'm saying on the other side, if we're having
Yeah.
trouble finding
yes,
a member.
so long as there are, so long as there is a quorum present, as long as there's a quorum of individuals appointed to the Board of Assessment Review, as long as there's a quorum appointed, if there's one person who has, one spot that we're having trouble filling, that is not necessarily devastating to the operation of the Board of Assessment Review. You can still operate under those procedures, I believe, yes.
Okay, because that would be my only concern, just because, we have to find a good fit in somebody that's going to follow through and not be a one-off type thing.
Correct, yes. I believe that so long as a quorum can be present, a vacancy or 2 is not fatal to the operation of the board. It's not fatal to the operation of the board.
Okay. All right, excellent. Okay, so motion to approve the bylaws with the corrections requested.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? And abstain. Okay, motion passes. We'll move on to, actually, and I apologize, but I did not ask for a roll call, so if I could do that now.
Michael Vavanese.
Carl Masterpole.
Joe Saya.
Chuck Fahey.
Sue Straub.
Okay, my apologies for that. Okay, I believe, and I'll defer to Trevor, but we're moving on to the categories of determinations.
Yes, the categories of determinations that the board has settled on are those which have been denied, those exemptions which have been denied, those exemptions which have been granted, no change in assessments, reduced assessments, withdrawn grievances, and dismissed grievances. Those are I believe those are the 5 categories and classifications that the board has settled on.
Okay, I think there's 6 of them.
Possibly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, all right, fair enough. Let's see, we've got
Oh, I said 6.
denial, okay, yeah, I think there's 6 of them, which we'll go through.
I went to law school, not math school.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, so I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the categories of determinations, which I will go through. So we do a motion now then?
Yes, motion to approve the classifications, and then every subsequent motion after this will be to approve the determinations as described in the classification, or as in Exhibit A through F.
Okay, so I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the categories of determinations.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? And abstain. Okay, so that motion carries. So the first exhibit is Exhibit A, which is denial of exemptions. Okay, so once again, we are just dealing with Exhibit A and not,
Correct.
so we have Exhibit A here. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the information within Exhibit A, denial of exemptions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstain. Okay. Motion for Exhibit A carries. I'd like to entertain a motion for Exhibit B, which is granted exemptions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? And abstain. Okay. Exhibit B carries. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the information in Exhibit C, assessments not changed.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Against? And abstain. Exhibit C carries. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the information in Exhibit D, which is assessments reduced.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain. Okay, Exhibit D carries. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the information in Exhibit E, which is withdrawn grievances.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Exhibit E carries. And lastly, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the information in Exhibit F, which is dismissed grievances.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? And abstain. Okay, Exhibit F carries. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay, so I think based on the information here, and let me defer to Trevor. I believe we're ready to adjourn then.
I believe that concludes all official business on the agenda. I believe that it would be appropriate to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Okay. So with that, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? And abstain. Okay, motion carries. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.